the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Welcome everybody. I'm excited to be here again with you today to do a bit of crafting, and as you would see in the heading, I'm actually going to create some beautiful wreath cards this morning. So one of the things that a lot of people enjoy at Christmas time is making gorgeous wreath cards out of either patterned paper, cardstock. It always seems to be something we love to have those Christmas wreaths on our doors, and it's really awesome to be able to create some cards. So I'm going to create a couple of different wreath cards this morning, just with a few different techniques, and maybe one of these techniques you may decide that would be an easier thing for you to do to make your wreath cards at Christmas. So I'll give it a little while for people to jump on. So hello, hey Bree, how you going? So welcome. Make sure when you jump on you say hello, let me know where you're watching from. So I will be using a variety of products this morning. I will be actually using our gorgeous new Eden's Garden Suite. We'll have a bit of a play with that first because it's super beautiful, and the only way that you can get the Eden's Garden Suite right at this very moment is to pop it into a starter kit and join my Wild Heart Crafters crafty community. So if you're interested in that and getting a discount on your products, then you may want to reach out to me because it's an awesome time to join and pop that into your starter kit. So hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for popping on. So in case you have not seen the Eden's Garden Suite, so first of all, I'm a Stampin Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. I sell all things to do with paper crafting. We sell awesome Stampin Up products. We sell stamps, inks, cardstock, dies, ribbons, embellishments, and the beauty of Stampin Up is that everything coordinates. So good morning, everybody. So welcome to my live crafting session this morning. So I just want to show you a little bit of the Eden's Garden Suite and let you see exactly what we have available right at this very moment. And as I said, the only way that you can actually get your hands on this awesome suite is to pop it in a starter kit right at this very moment. So if you decide that you really absolutely love this suite and you fall in love with it, by all means reach out to me. I would be more than happy to chat with you and let you know exactly how you can pop it into a starter kit. And as you can see, gorgeous stamp set with beautiful foliage. The dies are gorgeous, so we're actually going to try the dies today to actually make a wreath card with the dies. And it has some beautiful paper at the moment. This is an early release out of our January to June mini catalogue that gets released next January. So it's really awesome that Stampin' Up every now and then give us an early release. So this is what they call cotton paper, and it's a little bit like tissue paper. So it's a little bit, if you can imagine tissue paper, but it's a bit stronger than tissue paper. So we're going to have a go at die cutting that because I know a lot of people have asked me, can you die cut it? And so we're going to have a go at that this morning. These are the gorgeous dies that go with it. So we're actually going to use this die here, and we're going to try and see if we can create a wreath out of it. Also, what comes with this awesome suite is this beautiful designer series paper. So I'll just grab that. So as you can see, some gorgeous patterns here in the designer series paper, and of course gold accents, absolutely stunning. And when you turn it over, it's got some nice neutral patterns on the back. So gorgeous paper, and I think this paper you could use all year round as well. This paper and the cotton paper and the embellishments are limited only to the early release, and that's it. So I'm also going to create a super quick card using some circles to create a wreath as well. And if you look here, I've done some pre-cutting. We're also going to have a go at doing some wreaths with these. So hang around. It's going to be a fun, crafty morning. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I might just do the easy one first. So we might just create just a super quick, easy card first, using these gorgeous circles. So these circles are a 1-inch circle punch that I've used. And as you can see, we have some of one pattern. We can flip it over and get the opposite pattern if we like. So we have some there. So some gorgeous little circles. And as I said, I've just punched it out with my 1-inch circle punch. Now, if you have quite a few strips of designer series paper, this card will be an easy card to create using up your strips of designer series paper. So I'm just going to, bear with me, I'm just going to grab a card base. So we're going to use probably the Evening Evergreen as a card base. We're probably going to use a soft succulent layer. Do I have one over here? Probably not. No, I'll have to cut a soft succulent layer for that. So just bear with me while I just grab a layer for the front. There and there. And I'll probably use just maybe one of the patterns that is quite neutral out of the designer series paper. So I'm just going to turn it over and check out which pattern. And I'm thinking I might actually use, that one's actually my favorite pattern though. I'm thinking, seeing as I've used that piece, I'm going to use that as the backing in behind. So I'm just going to cut a layer for that. Thank you for sharing. All right, so we're going to do that layer. Now remember, if you want measurements for my cards or a free PDF tutorial, you need to sign up to my newsletter, and you will see in the description of this video, in the show more box down below on YouTube, or in the description of the video on Facebook, you will see that it will say to sign up to my email list. You click the link after you read the sign up to my email list. I just want to spell this out to people. You click the link after you've read the email list words down below. All right. So I'm just going to do that, and that's actually going to go on to the front of our card like that. So I'm just going to glue those together, ready to go. And this is a super, super easy way of creating a wreath card with scraps of your paper. So we're going to do that. I'm going to fold my card base, ready to go, and score it with my bone folder. Okay, so we have our front layer there for our card base. Now, sometimes what is easier to do is to actually like punch a circle out. Let me see. You can punch a circle out of some cardstock and just create a circle that you can follow on the front of your card. Just a random circle like that. And then you can actually follow that circle just by popping these circles. So I'm just going to do that and that and that, like that. And then we're going to pop over the opposite ones on top. And we can probably squish them up a little bit more and add another one in. And all you really need is a circle just to give you that guide to be able to see where you can pop those around. Okay, so probably just like that. Now, I can, if I wanted to, I can actually just leave that circle on there and then use it as the guide, which I might actually do that because that would be fun, I think. So let's just pop this circle on for a start. And I'll just pop it up there and eyeball it, and I think that looks pretty good. All right, so just one by one, we're going to pop our circles on. So I'm just going to pop that one there. And I think I'm going to pop one exactly the same color, just right beside it. Just like that. Because I'm going to pop a bow up the top anyway. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our circles and we're just going to overlap just a little bit, alternating the colors that we're using. like that. And using liquid glue and doing it at a bit of a pace, you'll find that you'll be able to wiggle them around where you need them to be if they're not quite in the right spot, or your wreath looks a little bit out of kilter when it comes to how you're spacing them out. Like that, and then one there like that. Okay, so you can see there, super cute, easy, just by using some scrap circles. All right, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see if we have, what have I got here? We might just, out of this words of cheer, we might just use the stamp that says Happy Christmas. It's got a lot more on it than Happy Christmas, but I'm just going to stamp that onto a piece of scrap paper. Okay, so like that. I'm going to use just a scrap piece of white. I'm going to ink it up with my Evening Evergreen. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp it up towards the top because I actually only want that top set of words. Now I'm going to show you a trick of how to cut that straight. If anyone has the old classic label punch, I've kept mine. It's now retired, and I do apologize for using retired products, but this makes it so easy to be able to punch out. So I can get that lined up in there, and it just fits. I'm going to line that up and punch it. So we've got Happy Christmas. All right. Now I'm probably going to pop that, maybe just along there and pop it up. But I do want to use some of our beautiful ribbon that goes with our in colours. So the gorgeous Evening Evergreen. So I'm just going to grab some of my Evening Evergreen ribbon, if I can get the plastic strip off it. Anyone else have trouble with their ribbons like this? I'll get it sooner or later. Let me see. Get in under there. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to tie a quick bow. And I only want it little because the wreath is not that big, so I'm just going to make sure I've got a cute little bow. Pop that there. Using some of my glue, if I can find, there it is. I was going to see if I can find my glue, but there it is. Okay, so just a little bit of Seal Plus up the top there, pop my ribbon into there. I'll grab some mini dimensionals and pop this one up on some mini dimensionals. So there, there, and there. Why won't they put a little tab on the ribbons packages? I agree, Laura. I agree. I struggle. The struggle is always real every single time I try to do it. So we have that and we have that. And then, of course, I will just finish it off with some of my gorgeous gilded gems. And I have totally lost my, oh, there it is. I was going to say my take your pick tool that I need. There we go. So I'll just finish it off with some gorgeous gems. Where am I going to pop those? I think just around there, just around the Happy Christmas there. Like that. And then, of course, just pop that onto the front of my card. So as you can see, using up some of your designer series paper, a super, super quick, easy card. But we've got a gorgeous Christmas wreath. Now, you could actually even pop that wreath up. You could pop them all up on dimensionals and have it that it's a 3D Christmas wreath as well. But super, super easy way. And, I mean, a lot of the time we have those 1-inch strips that you could cut quite a few out of those 1-inch strips. So there's one quick card using up some of your scrap paper and creating a gorgeous wreath. All right. So let's move that one out of the way. And now let's bring in this gorgeous die from the Eden's dies. And I'm going to grab some of this cotton paper. And I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers there. So I'm actually going to layer that onto those 4 layers. And we're going to cut them all at once. And you're probably going to say that's being a little bit eager, and it may be, but we're going to find out because I have actually seen this happen with other people. I've seen them cut multiple layers and then pull them apart. So I'm just going to see. There's no harm in trying, and I'm going to remove that. I'm going to grab these plates because I can. All right, so we'll pop that one in there. We will pop all of our sheets of the cotton paper down. Oh, it's there. Okay. So we'll pop all 4 sheets of the cotton paper down. We're going to pop this die on here like that. I'm going to pop one of my plates on over the top and we're going to run that through. So let's see. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to run it through and I'm going to run it back. Hey, Kim, how you going? You nearly missed me. Okay, and I might actually run it one more time through. And let's turn that over and see if we've cut all the way through. And you can always tell when you turn it over, you can always tell whether it's cut all the way through beautifully. Okay, so look at that. Cut beautifully through. We've got those layers. Okay. All right. Okay. And now what we're going to do is hopefully peel these layers apart. So I might need my take your pick tool to do that. And this could be very eager doing this on a live video, but we will see. I can see straight away there. Look at that. We can peel them apart. I have been asked this question several times. Can you die cut it? And can you die cut multiple layers of it at one time? Okay, so now I can see there. I can peel it apart and there goes another layer. Okay, you will have to be careful because it is like tissue paper. So they are quite delicate. Fran's got full faith in me. She's saying, you can do it. I can. And look at that. Actually, to tell you the truth, they pull apart quite easily. Look at that. Okay. So there we have 4 of those gorgeous wreaths. All right. So, of course, I'm going to bring in another Evening Evergreen card base. And I think I'm going to use maybe an Evening Evergreen, another evening evergreen layer, I think. So I'm going to do that and use my bone folder. Okay. Now, as you can see, these wreaths have like you can see here, this curved part here. So I'm just going to carefully cut apart that gorgeous curved part. So like that, and I'm thinking just around there like that. Okay, so we've got that part there. And then I think we can go as far as, I'm thinking as far as, oh, I think even up through to here. What do you think? We've got that nice curve there. I'm thinking as far as here, maybe. Or we could leave that little piece on. So we might do that, that, and that. Okay, so we've got that piece there. So we're going to do that on all of these pieces. I'm going to probably cut that around about there. And you've just got to really go with the leaves and just round off those little bits so it doesn't look like we've cut. So you've got that, we've got that, and I'm thinking I could go to about that leaf there. Okay, so we've got a bit of surgery happening here. So we've got that and we've got that. Can you see the wreath starting to form? And then we've got the different colors, so we can trim in some of these different colored pieces. So I'm thinking there, that, and that, and probably to there and there. Okay. So we have this happening. And we have another one of those. So I'm thinking I can go to about there and about there. And this one here, I can go to about there. Oh. Like that. Yep, it's building up quite nice. All right. And I don't even really have to be that particular with how I cut them because I think that these pieces are going to hide in anyway. So we have that and maybe to there. Okay, and this one to about there. Okay, and maybe to about there. So you can see we can easily build this up. So I'm now going to, now that I've got that happening, I'm now going to sort out what I'm going to pop on the front of the card. So I might actually use this one here so that the wreath will stand out. So I'll just cut that to the right size. Okay, there and there. And I'll just cut a piece of the soft succulent to go in behind as well. There and there. Okay. All right, so we have that and that. So I'll just pop those on. It's a shame to cover up that nice side, but I've got ample of this paper. I've got 3 packs of this paper, so I'm not scared to use it. I'm quite happy to use it because this gorgeous suite is stunning. All right, so we've got that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soft succulent ribbon and I might wrap that one around to start off with before we pop the wreath on. So, yeah, I want to wrap that around first. So we'll do that. And we'll pop that in there. We'll pop that around and that. Okay, and then of course we'll pop that up onto the front of our card, ready to go. And make sure you don't skimp on your dimensionals when you're popping up your layers. You don't want your card to sag in the post because we all know that the post is not very gentle when it comes to our cards. So make sure you really add a good solid foundation to that front layer so that when it actually does go through the post machines and things that it doesn't sag. It's looking beautiful, Julie. And honestly, people, I am winging this because I haven't tried this before. I just had the thought that I would do it this morning, but okay, so we've got that there. Okay, so now, as I said, any of these items you can actually purchase through my online store. And if you need to access my online store, you just need to go to my website and you can access absolutely everything I do when it comes to my Stampin' Up business. You can access my tutorials over there. You can access my online store. You can access my monthly stamps club, whatever it may be. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. I'm using my silicone mat, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just in behind these leaves. Just a couple of dobs here and there, just to be able to lay that section down. And we're just going to keep layering these on top of each other so that we can get that awesome wreath look. Okay, and because this is gorgeous tissue paper, you'll find that you'll be able to maneuver it around a little bit to where you want it to sit because it's not as thick as normal cardstock, so you'll be able to maneuver it a little bit. So I'm just going to pop some glue just on behind the leaves in certain spots. And then I'm going to, this one here is going to create the other part of the wreath. So we're just going to pop that like so. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're just going to keep building. And yep, you're probably looking at it going, that looks a little bit crooked. But what I'm actually going to do is then bring this one in to build up that again. I could even cut it. I could even go like this and put them on separately. So like that. And maybe go around here like this. Okay, and then that one there, I might cut it a little bit as well. And we'll pop a little bit of glue on the back of that one. And it can go up through here. And then this one can lay over the top. And you can actually pop just the glue on that bottom section a little bit as well. We'll go that way. like that. This one here, we could, no, I'm going to do this one. This one, we could go maybe just there. And that little baby could go maybe just there. This one just on here. This one, and I'm getting glue all over my fingers. We may pop that one in under there. There. Okay, that one was glued on. Okay, I feel like I need a little bit of the darker green. So we'll just cut this one apart now. We might go like that. Pop a little bit of that one in there. So as you can see, just keep layering it up to get the bushiness to your wreath. That's it. Karen is saying experimenting and playing is the key. Ideas is the key with crafting. It's so true. That's the only way you find out how something is going to look, just to give it a go. Just jump in, give it a go. Never ever be scared to try something, because it's those times that you play around, that you try something, that you end up coming up with something absolutely beautiful, and you think, wow, look at that. Look how that turned out. I'm going to probably, I don't even mind if that, I'm going to pop a bow on it. So no, I think I need it coming up through there. Yeah. And I feel like I need another little bit of greenery up through that top. And I think that will just about do how that needs to be. All right, so I'm just going to, that little bit there, I like that bit. So I'm just going to trim off that bit and pop it in. Just like that. And I need another little bit of a greenery one down through here. I need just that bit there. That, like that. Okay. Yep, I'm going to do that one that way. Like that. Okay. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm then going to pop my bow right in this part here. So the whole idea was I wanted that focal point to be coming around through here. So, oops, that one decided that it wanted to come off there. Pop it in. But as you can see, you can do so much with these die cuts and get a great, beautiful look just by using the die cuts. Now, where did I put my ribbon after all that? There it is, there. So I'm now going to tie a bow, and that's actually just going to finish off this gorgeous wreath. And I really need to get the glue off my fingers because it's playing havoc with trying to tie my bow. Okay, so that. Yeah, the colours are really nice. I love the soft succulent and the evening evergreen together. They are stunning. I must say. Okay, pop our bow on there. Now I'm going to carefully pop some. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a glue dot. I thought I might have got away with that, but I didn't. Okay, so let's grab a glue dot. And I'll pop a glue dot on my bow. And we'll pop my bow right there. Okay. And, of course, we can then embellish with some gorgeous ones of our in-coloured gems, or we could use the gilded gems. Oh, I might actually use the gilded gems because I love the gilded gems. Okay. And I have no idea. Oh, there it is. I was going to say I have no idea where my take your pick tool went, but I do. Okay, and I'm actually going to pop these around in the actual wreath itself. I've got a hair. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a couple of them around in the wreath just to bling up that wreath a little bit. But as you can see, no stamping, just with some die cuts. Maybe up through there and maybe another one just there. How gorgeous is that? You hope Stampin' Up keeps the two colours. I hope so too. Okay, so then we could still do the little Merry Christmas. So I could grab that stamp again and go again like we did last time. And I'll show you a different way this time about how to pop that. So I'm just going to say Happy Christmas. Like that. And then with this one, I'm just going to grab my little baby guillotine trimmer and we'll trim it off that way first. Okay. So I'm just going to go in there and get that to trim off neatly. Back in a little bit. Okay, so we have Happy Christmas, and we're just going to trim the top of that a little bit as well. Okay. Now this is out of the Words of Cheer stamp set. So we're just going to do, I think I might just do that. No, I'm going to do that. And just pop that in there. So I'm going to pop that up onto some dimensionals as well, some mini dimensionals. So what are you thinking? Who loves making wreath cards at Christmas? Type into the comments and let me know. Is it something that you've done? Have you made wreath cards before? Have you not made wreath cards before? Are you thinking that maybe a wreath card might be the way that you may go when it comes to your Christmas crafting? So you can see there, we've got two totally different wreaths using that gorgeous Eden's Garden Suite. Okay, now I'm going to move on to something a little bit more complicated than what we've just done there. And I got this idea from my gorgeous shadow wreath. Sorry, what am I trying to say? The shadow box wreath frame that I did, and I'm actually going to do a class, and I'm probably going to do a class towards the end of November. I'm going to do a class on the Eden Garden Suite, and I'm also going to do a class which is the shadow box wreaths that I'm talking about. Now, the shadow box wreath that I'm talking about is this one here. So I'm actually going to create a card coming from, so you can see here, and if we turn the lights on, we have that, which is super, super gorgeous. So sorry about the light there. So I decided that I wanted to make a card from this frame. I got the idea that I wanted to make a card similar to these frames. So I've gone ahead and I've done a bit of cutting out beforehand. So you can see here, I've done a little bit of cutting out beforehand. And I thought I would have a go at some cards using this technique. So what I actually want to do is I want to do a polished pink base to start off with, because I wanted to show some different types of colors that you can do also with this idea. So I'm just going to do that. All right, then I'm actually going to grab a layer, and I think I'm going to grab Very Vanilla as my layer, and I do have some of the designer series paper which I got out earlier. And where did I put that? There it is. Okay, so I've got the Whimsy and Wonder designer series paper. So I thought what I might do is use this gorgeous layer here, because I absolutely love the polished pink. And I don't know, for Christmas I seem to be really heading towards that polished pink look. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to cut a layer. So we will cut a layer to go on the front, and I think I'm going to back the layer with just a piece of Very Vanilla. I may have some over there all ready to go. Actually, I'm going to go that way. Okay. All right, so we have that. Okay, now do I have a Very Vanilla layer here? Do I? That looks, or is that soft sea foam? No, that's Very Vanilla. So I'm going to pop a Very Vanilla layer just in behind, and that's going to be good for the front of my card. So now I'm actually going to use that 2 1/4 inch punch, and I'm going to punch out. Well, I think I'm going to punch out that. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to coat this. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I'm going to make this hopefully a little bit easier. I'm going to coat this with my Seal Plus. I don't know whether this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Actually, and hang on, that's not going to work, because let's try that again. Let's grab another circle, and I'll think about what I was going to do then, because I'm trying to save a little bit of time. Where did that punch go? There. Okay, let's go again. Okay, so I don't need glue in the middle. That was my issue. So I'm actually going to just run some glue around the outside edge of this circle. So this is my Seal Plus, and I'm just going to run it all the way around the outside edge of my circle. Now, I've gone ahead and done some of the punching before ahead of time so that you didn't have to watch me do all the punching. And Merle, if you're still on here, you're probably thinking, I know exactly what she's about to do. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to create a wreath. Now, this is using our sprig punch. So our sprig punch is still current in our annual catalogue. So this sprig punch is fantastic for doing this. And I've chosen just 2 different colours here for this pink one. So I've got Very Vanilla and I've got Polished Pink. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to carefully bend up the end here and I'm going to lay that one down like that. Okay, so I'm then going to grab a very vanilla one, and I'm going to bend up the end, and I'm going to offset it a little bit, but lay it down like that. And we're going to keep going around this circle with these exactly like that. And we're just going to keep going until we've filled up that whole circle. Now, the reason why I'm alternating, and the reason why I'm using the Seal Plus, for one thing, it saves you getting glue all over your fingers. For another thing, it's there and it's not going to dry anytime soon. So however long it takes us to make this wreath card, it's going to be okay. So I wanted to try this because we did the shadow boxes and they took a long time to actually pop all of your pieces down. But I just thought it might be easier using that Seal Plus and being able to just press them in and keep going around. And I was going to say, if Mel's on here watching, she's probably going to go, oh my God, we probably could have done that and it probably could have saved us a little bit of time. So all I'm doing is just alternating with the colors with the sprig punch and just going around the circle using that Seal Plus where it is, and it's sort of, they're just fanning out. You can see they're creating the circle. They're just fanning out as we go around. Okay. And we're just going to keep alternating with these sprigs that we've got, popping them on. Now, the key component to this is to not be to be a little bit more frugal with how many you put on there, because the closer you put them together, the longer it takes you. The further you put them apart, the quicker it takes you. So depending on how you want your wreath to look, how full you want your wreath to look, if you want it to look really full, you're going to put them fairly close together. If you don't mind if it looks a little bit more sparse, then you can just go around, spread them out a little bit further. No problem whatsoever. And then when you start getting to underneath here where we've already done it, what we're going to do is we're just going to feed them in underneath. All right, so we're just about there. We've just about filled up our wreath. So you can see here, and you've just got to make sure that when you end with the alternating color as well. All right, so I can pop another pink one in there, and I can probably pop another very vanilla one in there, and that will actually finish off my wreath. Okay, so we've got that, and we'll do one more very vanilla in between those two polished pink ones. And this is where it's going to start to get a little bit technical, but you just tuck it in there. Okay. And there we have a gorgeous wreath. Quick and easy. And using that Seal Plus has just made it a little bit easier to pop them all down. And then just as you go, pop it in there and make sure that you glue it down really well. So there you go. Quick, easy wreath using that gorgeous punch. So I'm now going to pop these together, and then I actually do want to decorate this a little bit further because I think that looks nice, but I think it could look even prettier, and I'll show you how. So we have that, and that's going to go on the front of our card. We're going to have our gorgeous wreath sitting there on the front. And I have some pieces of beautiful gold foil. So I thought what I would do is I'd take the poinsettia petals that is also in our annual catalogue. And this one was one of our holiday catalogue stamp sets and dies that were absolutely stunning that got carried through into our annual catalogue. So I'm actually going to take, there is this gorgeous little sprig type of thing. So I'm actually going to cut a few of those just to tuck in. So I'll just grab just my little mini cut and emboss to do this. And I'll cut a few of those out. So we will do that. We will do that. We will do that. And I do apologize. I was going to cut some of these out beforehand, but I ran out of time before I jumped on live. So I thought, that's okay. I'll just do it while I'm live. You use that die for everything, Lynn? Yeah. It just adds that little bit of sparkle and, I don't know, it makes it just prettier. That's all I can say. It just makes it prettier and sets it off. Okay, so I'm probably going to do, I don't know, maybe about 3 of these for this one. Can I fit another one up in there? Just, I think. Yep. And these are just scrap pieces of my gold foil. I always keep all of my scrap pieces of gold foil because you never know when you can cut out little tiny sprigs for these cards. Or for any decorating, really. I'll cut a few more out while I'm going. And the mini cut and emboss is, it does add the wow factor, Glenda. I actually think when we had our gold glimmer paper, the glimmer paper was even better, but we don't have the gold glimmer paper, sadly, anymore. But I do think it just adds that little oomph to your wreath. Okay, so I think that might be enough. And we will just pop that aside. And now in this wreath, I can now pop these ones just in randomly, probably in around there. I probably have to cut them down because the wreath is a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to cut that bit off and pop them in. Yes, so I'm just going to grab a glue dot for this and pop a glue dot on behind. And then with my take your pick tool, I will pop that just randomly in like that. So we're going to do that. We've got, what have we got? 3 of them. So we'll do that for the whole 3. Pop that onto there. Pop that one randomly in around under here. Like that. And the last final one. And you can see by just adding those little gold pieces in, it's now added just that gorgeous wow factor to that wreath. Okay, so now I'm going to, with that one, I'm going to pop that up onto the front of the card. And I wanted to do this because this is not traditional colours. So I'm absolutely loving the polished pink for Christmas this year. I feel like I want a pink Christmas tree. Sorry, a white Christmas tree with pink baubles on it. What do you think? All right, so we've got that. I'm then going to use some of our gorgeous, elegant trim and create a bow. And I think I'll do a double bow just so that it will stand out a little bit more. So we'll do that. And cut that in half. And we'll tie a bow. Whoops, and the fingers aren't working this morning, and it's because I've got glue on my fingers. It's making life a little bit harder than normal. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our gorgeous double bow. Okay, and I want to leave fairly long tails on it. I'll just trim them off a little bit, but I want to leave some fairly long tails. Okay, so you can see it's coming together beautifully. All right, so we'll use some glue dots to glue that little bow on. Like that. Okay, now I think I'm going to use still that same stamp, but I think what I might do, because this has that wow factor, I'm thinking I might actually maybe emboss. Do I have gold embossing powder here? I think I do. So let's emboss that onto a very vanilla piece of cardstock. So we'll grab our very vanilla out. We will grab our gold. Is this gold? Yes, gold embossing powder. We will grab our cute little embossing buddy. All right, Versamark ink. Let's ink that up. And we will pop that down onto there. Grab, I'll just pop that in under there so I can catch the embossing powder. Like that. Okay. Pop that back in. And let's heat emboss that. Heat tool on number 2 heat setting. And I'm just going to emboss from underneath. So feel free to share this video over onto your social media site. So if you're on Facebook, share it onto your timeline so that other people can join us for a crafty session this morning. If you're on YouTube, feel free to share it to Pinterest or share it back over onto your Facebook profile. So people that are on your friends list can come and join us and craft with us this morning. Who's crafting out there? Who's got their crafting things out and crafting away while watching me? If you are, tell me, what are you crafting with? What stamp set are you using and what are you making? Type it into the comments. All right, so with this one, once again, I think I'm going to just trim that with my scissors and maybe cut those 2 words apart this time. So like that. And we have that and that. And I feel like I need to trim the top of that a little bit. So happy Christmas. So as you can see, wreath cards are great for using up cardstock, using up designer series paper. You could actually even cut these sprigs out of the designer series paper. I could have cut it out of that gorgeous polished pink designer series paper and had that as part of my sprigs as well. So, all right, so now I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals and I'm just going to cut a strip off the side of these mini dimensionals to pop in behind those sentiments because they're quite thin. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to pop one on that one behind there. So the edges of your mini dimensionals are fantastic for doing this because you can actually just cut like a little fine long strip. And that one's just a tad too long. So we'll cut that off a little bit. Okay. So now we've got this. I'm going to glue that down onto my card base because we've got the wreath sitting really nice. So I'll glue that onto my card base. Now, you might find that this wreath, yes, okay, when it comes to postage, it's fairly thick and bulky. But you know, this would probably be a card that I would like to hand deliver to one of my friends, but you could actually squash it down. So it will actually squash down and go into an envelope. So don't think that you can't make these cards because you can't post them out, because you quite easily can. So I'm just going to go happy, and I might even do Christmas down there. So you can see there, Happy Christmas, very easy. So I'm just going to take the backing off that and pop it in. And the backing off that one, and pop it just there. And we can have them coming over the top. So Happy Christmas, we've got that there. And then of course, once again, finishing off with our gorgeous gilded gems, and we could pop one in there, maybe one down there, and maybe one just down in there. So once again, using some cardstock, using a punch, and there you have another gorgeous wreath card. All right, so that's 3 wreath cards that we've done so far. So we have that one, we have that one, and we have that one, okay? So I'm going to do one more. I want to do another one similar to this one, but in the traditional green, so you can see this gorgeous Eden's Garden Designer Series paper, because it is stunning in the greens. So I'm going to bring in my greens that I've punched. So I've done Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. We could actually pop a little bit of Very Vanilla in there too. Do we want to do that? We could easily. Okay, so we might even punch out our 2 1/4 inch punch again, which is where did I put it? There, is that it? Yep, 2 1/4 inch punch. So we'll punch out probably a soft succulent one, because I had some soft succulent here that I could use. So I'm just going to punch out a soft succulent circle here. All right. We will use the Evening Evergreen as our card base again. We will use one of those gorgeous patterned papers that we haven't used yet. I might actually use that one there. That one looks lovely in behind, so I'll cut that to the right size. So we will go, yeah, that way. And that. Okay, so we've got that happening there. Do I have, I don't think I have a big enough gold section. No, but I think I can do this. I could do some strips down the side. So let's go, like, what am I going to do? That there. Do that, and sorry, I'm just trying to add a little bit of gold in behind, so we might do that. Yeah. So I want to add a little bit of gold so that I can bring in some of that gold. Okay. That and that. All right, so I want to add a little bit of gold strip just down the side of my Designer Series paper. So we'll do that with our silicone matte once again. And the beauty of the silicone matte is that we're able to turn that over, run our glue down, and we can glue it on where we want it and we can pull it back up again. So I'm going to do both sides with Seal Plus. Okay, and then what we can do is we can have our gold, we can lay it down there, we can line it up where we want it to be. Add a little pop of pink. Where was I popping pink? In this, yeah. I know, Lynn, sometimes you're a little bit funky with your colours, but I'm sticking to the greens. Great idea, but yeah. Okay, so that and that one there. And that will be hopefully a good size to then go on the front of my card. So I'm just going to trim those off so that we get them sitting where they need to be. And I think they're okay. So that's going to be able to go on the front of our card, just like that. Okay, so we've got that for the front of our card. All right, so I think I'm just going to glue that straight down because we're going to have a fair bit of Lynn's going boo-hoo because we're going to have a fair bit of dimension with this wreath again. So I think I'm just going to pop that straight directly down onto my card. So just like that. Okay. All right, so we've got that ready to go. Now we're going to do the same thing again with this wreath. So we're going to build this wreath. So you can see, I mean, I did that other one quite quickly. So just with your Seal Plus, you're just going to, oops, and my Seal Plus wants to play up on me. So we're just going to add Seal Plus all the way around our circle so that we can pop those sprig punches into that. So all the way around. And as I said, the beauty of this silicone mat is that we're able to peel it back up. So it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to glue to our desk. It's going to protect our desk, but we're able to pick it back up. All right, so now let's go again. So we're going to do the same thing again like we did last time. We're going to, lay one down and then grab another one and lay it down as well. And we're just going to keep alternating with our colours. And hopefully I'm not going to have to punch some more cream if I'm adding this cream in here. But we will see. Okay, so we've got this one again. There. Our evening evergreen. There. Our very vanilla. And all I did with these was I just cut some 1 3/4 inch strips of cardstock, and you just go ahead and punch out all your sprig punches with your 1 3/4 inch strips. And it's actually quite easy. With your strip, you just keep flipping it over, punch, flip it over, punch, flip it over. Helen, it is the sprig punch. Our old sprig punch that's in our annual catalogue. What time did I get up this morning to punch the leaves out? Honestly, I did it just before I jumped on to go live. That's what I did. And I just, when you've got your strips of your cardstock, like, honestly, you just go ahead and go punch, 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 punch. You just keep flipping it over, punching it, and it didn't take me long at all. But as I said, if you're doing it in that motion that you are, flipping it over as you go, it's actually quite easy. I can honestly tell you the night that I did the wreath class, punching for that big wreath class, that's huge. But it's fun. I mean, you can change things up a little bit too. Like if you decide that you don't want to do a whole heap of punching altogether, you can punch so many and then glue them on, then go back, punch some more. So when you get tired from punching, you can just have a bit of a rest from it. And yeah. It's actually not too bad. Okay, so we're nearly coming to the end here. So you can see if you've got your punching done earlier on, it's actually not too hard to build that wreath once all that punching has been done. Okay, so there. We're going to finish off with this one. We need another dark one in there as well. So I'm just going to pull that up, pop the dark one in, and pop it down. Okay, so there we have another gorgeous wreath done again. Now, sometimes you can see here I've got a little bit thin on this side compared to I have on that side. I'll probably do my bow and everything on that side, so that's totally okay. So I'm going to flip that over once again. Flip it over, pop some dimensionals on the back. Do I count the number of, no. Did I count them? No, I didn't, Glenda. Glenda's saying, did I count them for the shadow box? No. All right, so I'm just going to pop that there. I know I'm going to put my bow in here because it's thinner, so that's a thicker part of my wreath around that way. So I'm going to pop my bow in here. All right, so we've got the wreath on there. Now for this one, instead of doing those cute little sprigs, I thought what I might do is there's another die in here that is super, super cute, if I can find it. Oh, no, it's not in this one. Hang on, it's in another one. Where are we? This one. So in the meadow dies, we have this gorgeous, is it in here? No. Which one is it in? I want the little, oh, I thought it was in that one. Is it not in the meadow dies? Is it in the, okay, no, it's not the meadows dies. It's in the LMN Nature's Harvest dies, maybe. Let me see. Is it in them? Yes, this one here. I knew what I was looking for. I just couldn't quite remember which set it was in. So this is actually like a branch. So I'm actually going to cut a couple of those out. So I'll bring in the little mini cut and emboss again. And we'll cut a couple of those out in our gold because I think that would be quite cute for this one. So I'll do that and run that through. And that way this is going to tie in a bit of that gold as well. Okay, that. Okay, so you can see we've got these gorgeous branches. And I could actually maybe just pop that in. Anyway, I'm going to cut a couple of those out. That. And can I do another one down that way? Maybe a little bit. And as you can see, I'm just using some of the scraps here. It doesn't matter that I don't get the full tree effect on this one because it's still going to look okay. Okay, so we've got that. And maybe I might do, I don't know, one more. And I get something out of this bit. Looks like I could just about get the whole thing out of that bit. You're loving my ideas, Jennifer? get that one out. Okay, so we've got that. All right, let's pop that away. All right, so we have these gorgeous little pieces. So I'm going to cut these apart, and I'm just going to pop them. I'm going to pop some into our wreath because I think it's going to look good in the wreath. So I'm going to grab my glue dots again, and just with my Take Your Pick tool, I'll just pop a glue dot on there, grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I will just carefully pop that in around in here so we can have that. I'll cut up another piece, which we could have just that. And using your glue dots, pop the glue dot on, and with my Take Your Pick tool again, we can place that in randomly in there. Okay, cut up this one, and I think we could use that bit there. And we can pop that one just in here. Okay, now we have another little bit here, which I feel like I need that coming up through there, so we might do that. Sue, now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. Nature's Harvest, I think that one came from. I thought it came from the Meadow Dyes, but I think it comes from Nature's Harvest. Someone who is up to date might actually, because mine could be mixed up too. And then I'm feeling like I would like to do that there and then pop a bow in the middle. Just want to cut them down a little bit and then pop a bow in the middle, I think. So I'm just going to go like that and probably just like that. And I think I'll glue dot them there and there. I'll pop my sentiment in the middle. So that's looking quite good. I'm going to pop some glue dots on those. So I'm just going to pop a glue dot on that one, and I'm going to position that just in there like that. And this one here, I'll pop a glue dot on that one. And we'll pop that one in underneath there as well, like that. Okay. And then with our sentiment again, I think I'm going to do that one in, I'm going to do it on the Very Vanilla, but I think I'm going to do it in the Evening Evergreen because I've got a fair bit of gold on there and I want to pop a gold bow as well. So we'll stamp that in the Evening Evergreen on Very Vanilla. It does have the wow factor, doesn't it, Sue? And of course, you know me, Sue, it needs a bow. Just to totally add to that wow factor. And I think with this one, I'm going to use like my little baby trimmer and we'll trim that one down. So we'll go like that. We will go like that. No, further in. There. Okay. So we've got Happy Christmas. And we will go boink and that. And that can sit right there like that. So we're going to do that up on dimensionals again, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut a little skinny strip off the edge and pop it on. Sue says, of course, Donna. It wouldn't be one of my cards if I didn't put a bow on it. Okay, so we'll pop that on the back there. That little baby can fit into there like that. And then, of course, with our gold twine, we will tie a cute, gorgeous bow. That. Only a little one, Sue, not a big one, just a little one. We will do a glue dot and we'll pop that one just down in there like that. Now, you have to admit that looks super cute, and I'm just going to grab some more of my gilded gems. Actually, you know what? I could do these. What do you think? We could pop these ones on. These are the gems out of the Eden's Garden Suite. What do you think? Let's see what these look like and tell me what you think. Or do you think we need some gilded gems? What do you think about those ones? Super stunning? I think we'll do that. Instead of the gilded gems, we might just do those because that's actually still showcasing these gorgeous garden gems that are in our brand new Eden's Garden Suite. So let's bring in those cards that we've done today. So that's been a mammoth effort. So we have this one here using that gorgeous sprig punch. And then, of course, the gorgeous pink and gold and very vanilla look. And then also too, using the Eden's Garden Suite and some quick, easy wreath cards. So as you can see, so many different versions, but still the same concept, doing your gorgeous wreath and then adding a sentiment and just using different techniques, different punches, different die cuts. You can get some great different ideas when it comes to creating gorgeous wreath cards. And who doesn't think about wreaths when it comes to Christmas time? I mean, we all tend to have the wreath hanging on the Christmas door. So I thought to myself, I will have a bit of a play around and see what I can do. So if this is the first time that you've watched and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and make sure you subscribe so you get any of my up and coming videos. Now it's last days, people, to be able to register for the Love Santa Tag Zoom Girls Night In craft party. So if you actually want to hang out with some crafty people, that is happening on the 4th of November, I think it is. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the show more box down below as well. As I said, there will be a class coming with the Eden's Garden Suite at the end of November. Now, if you're interested in purchasing the Eden's Garden Suite right now, the only way you can do that is to join my Wild Heart Crafters, and we're an awesome bunch of girls all over Australia. It is awesome to be able to join Stampin' Up and get a discount on your crafting products. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. You get to choose $235 worth of product. The Eden's Garden Suite is only $144. So you can pop the Eden's Garden Suite in your starter kit now and enjoy a guaranteed discount until the end of April, no matter what, next year. So you will get a discount for so long by joining my Wild Heart Crafters team. Plus you get to be inspired and you get to hang out with all of my crafty team, which we're an awesome bunch, as I said, all over Australia. I inspire you each and every day in our team. I flood my team with inspiration. They get the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle for free. They get all of my Stamps Club videos for free. We get together once a month and craft, and it's all about hanging out with a crafty community. So if you want to hang out with a crafty community and get some guidance with your crafting and get some help and be supported by an upline that will support you no matter what, I'm always a person on the end of the phone, then by all means think about joining my Wild Heart Crafters team. You will find the link to join my team in the show more box down below, and also in the description on YouTube, and also in the description of the videos over on Facebook. So thank you, everybody, and I will try and pop on through the week next week. I'm not sure what days I will be on. I definitely won't be on Tuesday, but I may be on Monday, I may be on Wednesday, but it will always be around 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. So thank you for hanging out with me today and spending a bit of crafty time with me. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Stay safe and stay well, and I will see you all again for another crafty chat. See you later.